We're getting through November, and as you might know, Aquaman 2 is coming out in December 2023 on the 23rd, pushed back from Wednesday to Friday, and you probably also know Amber's still in the movie. Because of that, some people are curious to see how it'll do. Some people hope it fails, some people are in the middle, and I guess a small amount hope it does good. Now, I expected MovieWeb, Screen Rant, places like that to have more predictions at this point. We're about a month away, little more, but not much. So I'm searching sites like Reddit and finding fan polls and things like that. They're a little bit older, but I don't think much has changed since they made these polls. This one's from like September or something like that. Will Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom become the highest grossing film featuring Jason Momoa of 2023 domestically, passing Fast X at 145 million? So they only mention domestic here. The person only has 7 likes and 16 comments, but they did get a little over 400 votes. So for that, 288 people said it will make more than 145, and 113 people said no, it won't. So for what it's worth, on this Reddit site here, there's a little more positivity than negativity. For a while, I was, let's just say, unwillingly somewhat optimistic. I'm not rooting for the movie, but I figured since the first one did 1 billion, well, how could the second one do that bad? But then when I saw some bombs coming out, one after the other, especially Flash, well, yeah, my opinion dropped a little, but I still think it'll do okay. The Marvels came out recently. I don't know the numbers yet, but I don't think they'll be that high. Interest is low, and there's a lot of criticism. But here's my point. Momoa and Aquaman is not the typical flying in the air with a cape superhero with a bunch of superpowers. Aquaman's unique, so therefore I think, well, that might have a little effect and be a little better than the regular ones that are not doing so good. Let's see what some people said anyway. It would be a disaster if Aquaman doesn't gross 146 million domestic. With the Christmas release, it should, unless it's truly abysmal. Tempted to say yes, but it's the DCEU after all. OP is predicting 375 to 400 million for Aquaman 2. I said 500 a long time ago, maybe 6 or 7 months ago or something like that. Now my opinion lowered, but I could see 375. And yeah, like the first person says, if it doesn't at least get like 145 million domestic, it's going to be a disaster. Pretty sure it costs like 200 mil to make or something like that. Predicting 400 million for the sequel to a 1.1 billion film is pretty bold. If OP is correct, then he's officially the king of the box office. But you know what? Let's do devil's advocate. Aquaman 2018 didn't make money because of the DC brand. It was a big hit in spite of the DC brand. It came out after Justice League and only opened at 67 million. It legged out to 1 billion because of holiday legs and kind of blowing up OS. Maybe because of underwater visuals or something, I don't know. And that's what I liked. Not that I sat through the whole thing. I've said this over and over, it was boring, but I did like the scenery. I did like the furniture, you could say, of the movie. But the second time around, that's not going to be much of a draw. You've already got that crowd who was like, yeah, okay, I saw that. That was cool, but I'm not sure I need to see another movie just to see the underwater dolphins and whales and whatever. I don't know if the film is good or not, but I want Aquaman to make over 300 million domestic. And yeah, they probably meant 2 in that case. No one cares about Aquaman. I would hope so. OP, if your prediction of 400 million worldwide comes true, then you're officially the box office Jesus. Okay. It got to be goddamn awful to not pass it. December legs themselves will push it there. So, yeah. Like I said, a mix of positivity. I didn't see anyone mention you know who, like she's in it, I won't see it. Alright. Anyway, like I said, I'm waiting for better opinions, more detailed opinions from the bigger sites like Screen Rant and stuff. But for now, I'm checking out these. As for me, you could probably tell, I'm not seeing it. I don't see movies anyway. Less than once a year. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.